Hey guys, we are back with some more Kingston Frontenacs franchise mode, and in this one we are going to get year number 2 underway as we've gone through the offseason, and here's some of the moves that were made. And I didn't record this because the offseason, at least in the OHL, is kind of tedious in that it's not set up the same way as the NHL. Obviously, the draft, I think, is in May or April, and for some reason, you can't start signing your own prospects until July 1st, but free agency starts a few days before then. I think so. It's a weird setup, but so I decided to go through it myself. So here are our acquisitions. Of course, Connor Lockhart, our first round pick from the past OHL priority selection. He is going to be good. Tobias Pelletier, Nick Vaughn, Dean Taylor, and Eric Anderson all joining the team. And 4 out of the 5 of those guys were drafted in the first 5 picks. Connor Lockhart, Eric Anderson, Dean Taylor, Tobias Pelletier, all taken in the top 6 rounds. And unfortunately, the CHL import draft was a bit of a disaster as we can't sign Tobias Bjarnfot, no interest in negotiating terms. And we also cannot sign Isaac Anderson. No interest. So next time we should probably ask our assistant to take out unrealistic targets so that we don't have that problem next year. And players out. Ayrton Freeman, not really too much of a good player for us last year. We had to clear out the roster space at the time. Brendan Bonello, he was overage, so I decided to cut him. Same thing for basically all of these guys from here on out. Connor Ali, Cal Davis, Jacob Rahani, and Brett Newman, all overage. And we already have 3 overage players in Pichia, DeRongs, and Tyler Burney, and you can only have 3 overage players at a time. So they had to go. But the good news is we have a bunch of new players coming in. Obviously, Dean Taylor, who we drafted, and Ryan Dugas and Mario Pichia are in there to start the season. And Billy Constantino and Anthony Aguano, good news, have not been signed by their NHL teams yet. Anaheim has not offered Aguano a contract, and Washington has not offered Constantino a contract, so they're both still on the team. So that's good. Tobias Pelletier, Jacob Murray, Noah Marino, who we got out of free agency, and Emmett Gordon will be our starting defensive core for the year. And forwards, Ian DeRongs, Tyler Burney, Zayd Wisdom's currently injured, so he'll be out for a few more days, it looks like. Nick Vaughn, who we got in the draft. Callaway Mercer. Brody McDougall. Ian Martin. Connor Lockhart. Rory Kerins, who we also got out of free agency. Cameron Hugh. Dennis Golovachev. Dawson Baker. And David Andrzejczyk, who we also got out of free agency. So now as we take a look at the lines, Lockhart already slotting in there to the top 6. Vaughn already the first line center apparently. And let's see. We'll get Dugas in there because we know he's the better goaltender from the past year's simulation. Aguano's there in the top pair. Very nice. Pelletier and Marino are a pair. And there you go. So now we will set our second alternate. So the first alternate would be Constantino. Aguano is the captain. And it may as well be Ian Martin. He had a solid season last year. And we are currently in training camp now. So we'll see what happens there. As far as our scouts go, we're going to sign these guys, as I believe this guy was scouting the OHL priority selection. Actually, he might have been scouting... This guy might have been scouting the import draft. Yeah, I see a lot of foreign players here. Yeah, he was scouting the import draft, so we'll send him back out once again to the import draft. Matthias Johansson. Looks like he was scouting your Kingston Frontenacs, so he will scout us once again. Gerald Wallace. It looks like he might have been scouting the priority selection, so we'll send him back out there once again. And it looks like he's actually our head scout. Yeah, so that makes sense. Also, I forgot to mention we have Gerald Grant now as a coach. He's very good with tactical knowledge, and we didn't have anyone who was good with tactical knowledge, so I wanted to pick someone like that up. He's also a goalie coach, and he's good with working with youngsters, adaptability, determination, motivating. So I figured he'd be a pretty good coach to pick up. And in return, we fired Chris Longo, who isn't much of a coach. He was an assistant coach for us. His only good attribute is judging player potential, which isn't really the most useful coaching stat. So Iguano invited to Anaheim's camp and Constantinu invited to Washington's camp. So they are currently, unfortunately, off our roster. I would guess, well, actually, they're still here. But since they were invited to Anaheim and Washington, that makes me think they could have a possibility of being signed. So we'll see what happens here. But if they are, then good for them. And unfortunately, that means we would have to replace them. So Iguano and Constantino accept the tryout offers. So now I believe they're off our roster. They're still there technically, but their names are in blue, meaning they're on loan, on tryout. So I would guess they're not available for our training camp, that means. So we're going to put Anderson and Brandon. That looks pretty nice, though, you gotta admit. One of our former players, or, well, current players at the moment, on an NHL team, and Anthony Iguano as well. He should be pretty good for the Anaheim Ducks. All right, here we go. First preseason game against the Mississauga Steelheads. Let's see it. First period. Okay, 2 goals by DeRungs. Well, 2 goals for the Kingston Frontenacs. 1 by DeRungs and another by Martin. This is for Vaughn. Draft pick, not too bad. Second period. It's going to be 2 goals for Mississauga. 4-2 lead for them. Third period. And that's going to be a 6-2 win for the Mississauga Steelheads. And Eric Anderson, unfortunately, out for 10 days after he suffered an injury in that game. And Stuart Harrington is also injured. He's a prospect of ours, but he is not on our roster currently. So he didn't get injured from that game. We'll take Eric Anderson out. And that means we're going to have to carry 5 defensemen at the moment because Iguano and Constantino being on NHL squads at the moment. We might have to dress a forward on D, that means. And you know what? Zayd Wisdom is back, so we'll get him back in, and we'll see what the coach does. He's going to put McDougal on D. All right, that's fine. So where's Lockhart? He's at center right now. So it looks like, he can play wing or center, so I guess that's useful for sure. He had a 5 average rating in the first game. That is not good. All right. So I'll trust that the coach knows what he's doing with Connor Lockhart because he is one of our best prospects. So here we go. Game against Gulf. That's going to be a 4-2 loss. Hugh and Golovachev with goals, but not good enough to beat the Gulf Storm. Looking like it might be another rough season for the Kingston Frontenacs here if the preseason means anything. So OHL season preview, where are we? We are 13th. MVP Jacob Murray and key rival Connor Lockhart. So let's see what happens in the final preseason game here against the Owen Sound, the reigning OHL champions. So Iguano's tryout finishes, so he has returned to Kingston, and Billy Constantino is back as well. So now that we have Iguano and Constantino back, we may end up actually being pretty good. So selection, let's see who's done what so far in the preseason. Pelletier, not done too good so far. We'll scratch him in favor of Constantino and Iguano. Forward-wise, we're going to have to scratch someone. May as well be Mercer. I want Lockhart playing for sure. He doesn't have any points yet, but he's got that NHL caliber wrist shot, man. I want him to be playing pretty much every single possible game that he can because he's got that off the puck 75. He's got so many already NHL-ready attributes. It feels like he should be doing much better than he is so far. All right, here we go. Game against the Owen Sound. And that is a 7-6 win. All right, 6 goals in the first period. Lockhart, there you go. His first goal. Well, not in the OHL because this is an exhibition game, but first goal for us, 5 point. He had a 5-point game. He definitely made up for the first 2 games there in this game. Here's an assist on the DeRung's goal, an assist on the Murray goal. Let's see what else. Another goal here from Murray and Vaughn, and then an assist on the Hugh goal in the third period. So my goodness, Connor Lockhart with a 5-point game against the reigning OHL champions. There you go. That's what you like to see. Jersey numbers to be decided. I have already decided them. So actually, you know what? We'll just go clear and then auto. Just to make sure that all of our guys have the correct numbers. All of our guys from the draft anyway. So Tobias Pelletier, number 5. Eric Anderson, number 6. Noah Marino, number 7. Let's see, Connor Lockhart is actually number 11. I gave him 24 just because he had 25 on his previous team that he went to after the Ottawa minor bantam team. He signed with another team before he signed with us, so that was strange. And he had number 25 there, so I just gave him 24 because 25 was already taken, but he has chosen number 11 here. Let's see, who else? So Vaughn has 25 now, Constantinu 28. Taylor 32, Andrzejczyk 73, Karen's 21. OHL top goalies, Matt Guzda of the Owen Sound, Hunter Jones from Peterborough, Jordan Cooey of London, Marshall Frappier of Ottawa, Jacob Ingham of Mississauga, Mario Paccia of Kingston. I highly doubt that. Yeah, he was a 5 average rating in 2 games. I do not think he's a top 6 goalie. Aiden Hughes with Kitchener, Blake Curran with Sudbury, Cameron Lamer with Sarnia, and Cedric Andre with Hamilton. Top defenseman, Philip Broberg with Hamilton, Ryan Merkley with Peterborough, Bodie Wild with Saginaw, Jamie Drysdale with Erie, Giovanni Velati with Oshawa, Mark Woolley with Guelph, Kevin Ball with Ottawa, Nico Gross with Oshawa, Igor Chibrikov with Owen Sound, and Michael Vukovic with Kitchener. Top left wingers, Arthur Kaliev with Hamilton, Sergei Popov with London, Kirill Nizhnikov with Sudbury, Cameron Hugh with Kingston, there you go, Austin Keating with Ottawa, Nando Eggenberger with Oshawa, Macaulay Carson with Sudbury, Joe Carroll with Sault Ste. Marie, Jacob Totora with Barrie, and Jacob Winterton with Flint. Top centers, Ryan Suzuki with Barrie, Cole Perfetti with Saginaw, Blake Murray with Sudbury, Curtis Douglas with Windsor, Cameron Hillis with Guelph, Jamieson Rees with Sarnia, Nicholas Robertson with Peterborough, Ryan McLeod with Saginaw, Daniil Antropov with Oshawa, and Nicholas Wong with Oshawa as well. Top right wingers, Jacob Perreault with Sarnia, Saran Noel with Oshawa, Graham Clark with Ottawa, Brandon Coe with North Bay, Ben Badalamenti with Saginaw, Philip Tomasino with Niagara, Miko Petman with Windsor, Lucas Rowe with London. Maybe we should have taken Miko Petman in the what's it called? Import draft. And then Connor Lockhart, there you go. Connor Lockhart with Kingston is the top right winger. Well, not the top right winger. In the top 10 right wingers in the OHL. And Cole Koski with Saginaw. Top prospects, Jared Gardner with North Bay, Jacob Truscott with London, Miles Sirios with Guelph, Tarmo Pessanen with Mississauga, Connor Lockhart, there you go, with Kingston, Zenon Arsenault with Windsor, Hugh Walker with Sudbury, Murray Subban with Owen Sound, Emile Andre with Guelph, and Bernie Pansel with Flint. And here we go, regular season underway in the Ontario Hockey League. Let's see the first game of the season versus Peterborough. First period, nothing. Second period, goal by Constantinu from Baker, and Lockhart with his first official OHL point. There you go, Lockhart. Third period, actually, Aguano from Durungs, and Lockhart once again. Oh my goodness, we might have a stud here in Connor Lockhart. And Merkley ties it up with less than 3 minutes remaining. So we are going to overtime. And a goal by Bernie from Gordon, and Karen's the free agent acquisition. So there you go. First win of the season in the first game for your Kingston Frontenacs, and we're 1-0. Let's go. I'm feeling an OHL championship here with Connor Lockhart. Oh, man. So, yeah. 2 points for Lockhart in his first game. Not too shabby. So here we go. Game against, what is that? Oshawa a week from now, so may as well cut out here for a bit. All right, here we go. Game against Oshawa. Let's see it. First period, goal by Martin from Marino and Vaughn. Nice. Second period, DeRongs from Iguano and Murray. Third period, and we have another overtime game. Martin from Hugh and Iguanos. And overtime, shootout. And that's going to be a win for the Kingston Frontenacs. Iguano and Martin with the shootout goals. There you go. 2-0 on the season. Let's go, boys. All right. Game against Peterborough once again coming up here on the 1st of October. So the play of the month, Alan McShane. I mean, there's barely been any games so far, so we won't really look at that. So here we go. Game against Peterborough once again. We are away this time. First period, nothing doing. Second period, Lockhart with his first OHL goal. There you go, Lockhart. Third period, DeRongs from Bernie and Lockhart once again. Oh my goodness. He's already over a point per game. So there's our first loss of the season. But so far, we're seeing a lot of promise out of our young guys, especially Connor Lockhart. He's only 16. This guy is only 16 years of age. He could end up being a top 10 pick in the NHL entry draft when he's eligible. And we have him for, keep in mind, longer than this season because, again, he's only 16. He's not eligible for the entry draft this year. Oh, man. So let's see so far. Yeah, Iguano, he's doing well as usual. Ian DeRongs with a 767 average rating so far in 3 games. Let's see, where's Lockhart at? 667, so maybe not the greatest defensively as of yet. Well, he's not exactly a defensive player. He's positioning 22, poke check 15, checking 11, hitting 12. But he is a fantastic offensive player, it looks like so far. 4 points in the past 3 games, a 50% shooting percentage. Well, of course, he only has 2 shots, so he's been below a shot per game, oddly enough, especially with that 81 wrist shot. So maybe he's passing the puck, which, I mean, he's got that 16 for passing, so I would prefer that he shoots it for sure. But whatever works for him, as long as he's getting points, that's all that matters to me. So here we go. Sarnia coming up on the 5th. Here we go. 4th game of the season, and that's going to be a 4-1 win over Sarnia. Let's go. Go by receipts, got 4. Sarnia, but Bernie from DeRongs and Lockhart once again. Oh my goodness, Lockhart. He has a 3-assist game. Hugh from Martin, and then DeRongs from Lockhart and Martin, and then DeRongs from Lockhart and Iguano. Connor Lockhart, man. He's looking really good. That's only 4 games in. I think he already has like, what is that, 7 points? Let's see. Lockhart. Yeah, 7 points. Wow. What a pick. What a pick in the OHL priority selection. I'm pretty sure, what was it, Windsor and North Bay, who picked before us? I'm pretty sure Windsor and North Bay are kicking themselves right now because we got a good one. And here we go. Speaking of Windsor, we are facing them right now. Let's see if Lockhart gets a hat trick or something. Let's see. That's going to be a 5-4 victory for Windsor. So they get the last laugh there. But let's see if Lockhart got any points. So DeRongs from Iguano and Murray. Martin from Vaughn and Constantino. Karens from Martin and Gordon. And, actually, I skipped over the first Karen's goal. Karen's from Baker and Marino. So no points from Connor Lockhart, but that's fine. Got a point out of that game. Would have been nice to see Lockhart score a hat trick against a team that passed on him, but oh well, he is ours to enjoy. So Ryan Dugas out for 2 weeks with a thigh strain. That is unfortunate. He is definitely our better goaltender than Mario Paccia, so he's gonna have to get in there. Unfortunately, well, Paccia, or maybe we could test out Taylor. He's only 15 though. I don't want to put him on the spot necessarily. We'll just get him in the lineup, just to get him used to the, he can watch a game or two, get him used to the flow of the OHL. So here we go, game against Gulf, and that's going to be a 3-2 win. All right, there you go. Go by Golovachev from Karens and Bernie, Lockhart from Vaughn and DeRongs on the power play, and then Bernie from Karens and Gordon. So Karens is looking like a pretty good signing so far as well. He's got, what is that, I believe 7 points in 7 games? Or it's 5 and 6, and it already updated. But still, pretty solid start to the season for Karens. Game against Windsor, here we go. We are 4-1-1. They are 5-2-1. So looks like two teams who were picking high in the OHL priority selection this past draft. Doing pretty well so far to start the season. Let's see who wins here. That is going to be a 6-3 win for the Windsor Spitfires. Oh my. So it looks like they really improved over the offseason. Gordon from Golovachev and Aguano. Martin from Hugh and Vaughn. DeRungs from Lockhart and Constantinu. So Lockhart gets a point, but that's a 6-3 win for the Windsor Spitfires. That is unfortunate. We're going to have to find a way to beat Windsor because they've for the most part beaten us. And Mario Pachia out for 10 days with the groin strain. Oh my goodness, our goaltenders are going down left and right. So now we are basically forced to put Dean Taylor in there. Jeez. All right. Well, 15-year-old going in on the spot. So, yeah, and coincidentally, our emergency goaltender is named Carl Dean. So he has the same last name as Taylor's first name. Vaughn suffers an injury for a few days. Pringle suffers an injury for a week. Oh my goodness. These injuries are something else in this game, I'm telling you. Let's see. All right, so Vaughn can play through it. He's been pretty solid as well. He has 4 assists in 7 games, so I don't want to. Well, no, it's a cut hand. We'll leave him in there. He'll be better by tomorrow. All right, so Evan Brand with a 586. That's rough. I'll take him out. I'll put Eric Anderson back in since he is back, and we'll just throw him in there. And Taylor, here's your official time to shine against the reigning OHL champions, the Owen Sound. So here we go. And there you go. That is a 5-4 win for your Kingston Frontenacs. We're making progress this year, boys. Bernie from DeRungs and Aguano. Anderson from Cairns. Baker from Aguano and Cairns. Aguano from Vaughn. And Hugh from Martin and Vaughn. So that's what I'm saying. Vaughn, I believe that is a 2-point game for him as right here with the secondary assist. And here with the first assist on Aguano's goal. So, yeah. I think we're a much better team this year, just based off what we're seeing so far. I mean, we're 5-2-1. Much, much better than last season for sure. All right, here we go. Game against Peterborough. And that is going to be a 6-3 loss against the Peterborough Petes. Lockhart from DeRungs and Gordon. Cairns from Murray. And then Martin from Hugh and Vaughn. But that is a 6-3 loss. So that's rough. But keep in mind, we do not have our main goaltender, Ryan Dugas, and we also do not have Mario Pachia for that matter, as they are currently injured. So we're going to have to deal with that for right now. Game against Mississauga, and hold on a minute. There you go. Game against Mississauga, and that will be a 3-2 overtime win. There you go. And in comeback fashion as well in the last 10 minutes. Cairns from Golovachev and Anderson. Lockhart from DeRungs and Hugh from Aguano and Lockhart. There you go. All right. Game against Hamilton. They are 6-4. We are 6-3-1. Should be pretty good. And let's see. That's going to be a 6-4 loss against them. Goal by Lockhart from Vaughn and DeRungs. Martin from Vaughn and Hugh. Cairns from Baker and Golovachev. And Wisdom from Constantinu and Gordon. But Hamilton will win 6-4. Man, we really need Ryan Dugas back. All right, so Mario Pachia is back. So let's get him in there so that we don't have to keep dressing an emergency goaltender. There you go. But I still think I want to play... well, actually, Taylor's been pretty bad. So we'll get Pachia in there. Pachia's been better than Taylor has so far. And you know what? That's not surprising. Taylor's only 15. Pachia's 20. So we'll take the age there. Age over youth for right now. At least in this situation. Especially for goaltenders. Now, Ottawa versus Kingston. Here we go. And that's going to be a 6-3 loss there. Yeah, having Dugas injured really is not the best for us. Martin from Cairns and Gordon. McDougall from Constantino and Wisdom. And Golovachev from Gordon and Martin. But nonetheless, a 6-3 loss. And there we go. Dugas is back, finally. So we will take him off the IR and definitely get him back in there. Because we definitely missed him. There we go, Dugas. Get back in there. and win us a few games to end off the month. Alright, game versus Ottawa, and that is going to be a 6-4 loss, even with Ryan Dugas in there. Baker from Golovachev and Iguano, DeRungs from Bernie and Gordon, Andreychuk from McDougall. Is that Andreychuk's first goal? I think it is. And Gordon from Martin and Constantinu. Not enough to win the game. Karen's out for a week. Sprained wrist. That is not good. So we'll take him out. We'll put in Pringle since he's a center. And game against Saginaw. Can we end the month on the right note? Yes, we can. 3-2 win. Vaughn from Martin and Iguano. Golovachev from Baker and Gordon. And Hugh from Vaughn and Martin. There you go. So that is our last game of the month. So goaltenders. Ryan Dugas with a 757 average rating. 904 save percentage. Definitely our best goaltender. Mario Paccia, 853 save percentage, 6 average rating. Dean Taylor, 828 save percentage, 520 average rating. Defenseman, Anthony Iguano with 750. Constantinu with a 714. Emma Gordon with a 671, so that's much better than last season, I believe. Yeah, starting out much better is Gordon. Eric Anderson with a 657. Jacob Murray with a 657, so that's much better for him, I believe, as well. Actually, no, it isn't. Never mind. And No Marino with a 614. And Iguano with 2 goals and 10 assists for 12 points in 14 games. Constantinu with 6 points. Emmett Gordon with 11. Eric Anderson with 2. Jacob Murray with 3. And Noah Marino with 2. Evan Brad with nothing in 7 games. Forward-wise, DeRungs and Martin with a 771 average rating each. Tyler Burney with a 714. Dennis Golovachev with a 707. Cameron Hugh with a 7 average rating. Nick Vaughn with a 664. David Andreychuk with a 657. Same thing for Dawson Baker and Connor Lockhart. 646 for Rory Cairns, who is currently injured. A 629 for Brody McDougall, 614 for Wisdom, and a 6 for Justin Pringle. And let's see, stat-wise, Ian DeRungs and Ian Martin with 15 points each, both with 7 and 8. Connor Lockhart, currently 3rd in points for forwards with 13 points in 14 games. Not too shabby for a rookie. Rory Cairns with 11 and 13. Definitely a good free agent signing so far. Nick Vaughn with 11 points in 14 games. Definitely a good draft pick as well. Tyler Burney with 8 in 14. Hugh with 8 in 14. 7 for Golovachev. 6 for Baker. And 2 for McDougall. 2 for Wisdom. 1 for Andreychuk. And nothing for Pringle in 1 game. So that's about it for this one. I'm going to end it off here. We've already done quite a bit. So that'll be about it for the start of year number 2. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you guys in the next one.